Good morning! Hey guys, we're gonna talk about flour. Good morning everyone. Today we are going to talk about flour, and choosing a flour is really easy, really simple. It's really fun. There's a huge variety. We're just going to talk about a couple today. And you really just have to know what you want out of your flour. So I mean, the classic one is your all-purpose white flour, great for like cakes, muffins, cupcakes. You can use it for bread. Whenever I make something like a cake or muffins, I like to do a portion of white flour because I'm really looking for a hearty, not dense, but rich muffin or cake. So I personally don't like that light and fluffiness that you get with just using an all-purpose flour, but if that's what you like, that's totally fine because I mean, it is delicious. All-purpose flour is going to be the flour for you. It's great for really light things. It is on that medium scale for protein, so it doesn't have a ton of gluten in it. It also does have some gluten. So if you are making bread or if you need something that has that like elasticity, I would choose white flour. When you look at all-purpose white flour, you'll see it's nice and light in color. It's very uniform, very fluffy, and white. So I mean, whereas with your whole wheat flour, if you can see the difference, this one's nice and brown, and you can see the texture in this. So there's all of the components of a wheat berry. So the endosperm, the wheat germ, and then the interior. So just like looking at the difference between all of them, or between both of these are the two most common flours. I like using, whenever I bake really anything, I like doing a combination of these two because they play off of each other really nice. This one's nice and light, this one's a little bit more dense. So the flavor that you get when you combine the two is wonderful. So for making anything else, I have mentioned muffins a couple of times. I really like making muffins. They're great for, you know, breakfast, lunch, snack. You can really make them any way you want. When I make muffins, I love using spelt. Spelt is personally one of my favorite flours. I use it in pretty much everything. Pancakes, muffins, breads, like it's great. You don't need a lot of spelt to add that hardiness or that texture that you're gonna need. So, you know, if you're making something, I always do about a 60-40 blend. So 60% white flour, all-purpose flour, and then 40% of a blend of whole wheat flour, spelt flour, red Fife flour. And then like whole wheat flour, spelt flour has a lot of great texture and color. It's not as grainy as whole wheat flour. It's a little bit more smooth. But this is really high in gluten, so that's why I like using it for breads and like pancakes and stuff like that, because it gives you a lot of wiggle room for texture. Last but not least, red Fife. Cool little fact, red Fife was actually the first wheat germ that was brought over to Canada. It is also preserved by the Department of Canadian Heritage, and it cannot be modified. So this is going to be pretty true to what we originally started to use with flours, or I guess wheat. Much like spelt and whole wheat flour, it is not white. It's a little bit brown in color. Much like spelt, it does have a lot of great texture and flavor to it. With red Fife, it's really like nutty and sweet and fruity. So I love using spelt flour for when I'm making sweeter breads, or you know, you want that really sweet muffin. You're gonna get kind of the best of both worlds from using a whole wheat and a spelt and a red Fife. So it's a really lovely flour that we all love using. It's really cool. If you have never tried red Fife, I would definitely recommend it. It's great in breads. It does have a lot of gluten in it, so it is great for that elasticity and developing texture. And that is how I choose my flours. We are all pretty knowledgeable here at the apothecary for flour types, so if you do ever have any questions, give us a call or an email. We love helping you guys during this pandemic. It's pretty crazy. A lot of you are turning to baking and cooking, so we have a lot of information and we love helping, so give us a call. Wait. Oops, that's bad.